Welcome back, everybody. It's a brand new episode of 5 Minute Majors. I'm your host, Derek Harper. Let's dive right into it. A lot of news to cover. We're not going to dive too deep in the news, but we'll kind of give you a general overview um, as far as everything that's gone on. We'll start off with the schedule release has been announced for the WHL's preseason and regular season. So, something to keep your eye on as the offseason progresses and possibly any promotions that'll come with that. But we'll dive into a couple of headlines here. The WHL's newest member, the Penticton Vees, will start a new BC Division rivalry on Friday, September 26th, when they host the Kelowna Rockets at the South Okanagan Event Center. The defending WHL champion Medicine Hat Tigers will start the season Saturday, September 20, when they host the Regina Pats at Co-op Place. The Portland Winterhawks, who will no longer have Kraken prospect Tyson Judnoth, as he has signed to go pro. So we'll see how his career goes and keep you posted on that. Remember, the collegiate aspect comes into play too. Gavin McKenna, a player to keep your eye on there, as it's seeming like Penn State might be the favorite to land him from rumors and reports, but we'll see what happens there. He's yet to announce anything. I mean, maybe he goes back to Medicine Hat and they decide to run it back. But it'll be very interesting because these Spokane Chiefs, they have probably been losing some talent here. Barkley Catton, he's a cracking prospect. He'll probably be playing in the pros next season. And then Andrew Cristal, he, he, he is a Washington Capitals prospect, probably be in the pros next season somewhere. But things could change. We'll see what happens there. With the ever-changing landscape with the NCAA's agreement with the CHL, stuff seems to be thrown in quite the loop with players seeming to go to college early rather than go pro or go back to their junior team. Um, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, we'll have some other players to keep your eye on. Landon Dupont making headlines with the CHL's all rookie teams and all-star teams. Obviously, we've mentioned a couple others, or a few others: Tyson Judnoth, Andrew Cristal, Barkley Catton, and Kevin McKenna. Obviously, I mean that kid's special. It'll be interesting to see what happens there with him because whatever team he either goes back to or goes to will have quite the boost and possibly be able to make a really deep, deep playoff run. But the London Knights, obviously, they had players in the All-Star teams as well as the Saginaw Spirit, um, just to name a couple. Kelowna Rockets, definitely the team to keep your eye on as they traded for the number one selection in the import draft. So we'll see what happens there because they are rightfully getting the Memorial Cup back next season after getting shafted with all the COVID restrictions in 2020, unfortunately. So congratulations to them on getting the rightful turn to host. And then after that, it will shift again. But it'll be interesting to see what they do if they can win it. Obviously, they're making some moves with kind of a tank last season, and now going into this year, obviously, they are going all in because they want a chance to win it on their home ice. Now, I know the logos won't be there for them because it has to be sort of neutral site, which is another reason I think there should be four leagues and not have a host team. But we've dove into that quite a bit, and unless something else happens, we won't do that for a while. But and then the other thing to keep your eye on is also in the WHL, the Chilliwack WHL franchise. Whether they go back to the Bruins is yet to be determined, or what they do. There's been no owner or staffing announced yet. So we'll see what happens, but they are expected to join in the 2026 to 27 season. So the WHL definitely has a lot of energy and momentum there. We'll see if maybe some more franchises jump on board and what happens with the CHL landscape. There's obviously been rumors with the QMJHL wanting to add a couple American teams where there's currently an ECHL team, but obviously that didn't stop Victoria when they got the WHL, as they had the ECHL Salmon Kings. But we'll see what happens. It's very interesting times. And the OHL is no mention of expansion there, so it's the two leagues that are looking to grow is the WHL and QMJHL, but um, the OHL there have been rumors in the past that they were kind of shut down with USHL markets and stuff. So we'll see what happens there. But very interesting times with the CHL and NCAA and the players having that option instead of going to just U Sports or pro at some level.